Hey, Nikki Brown here. No matter where you are and no matter what part of the world you're in, I hope that you are having a good day. First, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for coming um, to hear this message. I normally don't get into political discussions. I normally don't talk about religion and I normally don't talk about politics. However, I feel led to say these things that I'm about to say, right? Please don't vote for someone just because they're allegedly the same nationality as you, or because you saw them dancing at the cookout, or because they put hot sauce in their purse, or because they came to your school to visit, um, and talked about things that are interesting to you. Um, People will have someone put on a t-shirt and dance for you and tell you who to vote for, and a lot of times we fall for it. But those are not reasons to vote for someone. Kamala has been in office for four years, right? She's basically now the president because um, Biden, we haven't seen Biden. I don't even remember the last time he actually said anything. If you've noticed, we're just seeing Kamala now, right? And he's obviously not well enough to hold office. Um, a lot of the things that she says, they contradict one another. So you allowed a lot of people into this country to cross the border illegally, right? And then when they come here illegally, they get all types of grants, all types of money from the government, and they come to this country and they do better in than some of the people who were born and raised here, right? And then they open businesses and they do things for themselves, and then again they're become in the upper crust or the upper echelon, while many of us, we don't support each other, we don't unite with one another, and so we're not doing the same financially that other nationalities are doing, right? um, we tell people, oh, they should just pull themselves up by their bootstraps. So it's not my fault that so and so and so and so what they should have did this, that, and other. When in reality, there's just some people who, you know, who can get through and establish themselves, and some people who, no matter what they try, they still find themselves in certain situations that they've been doing their best to get out of for years, decades even, despite their efforts. Some people just settle and give up, but some people don't just settle and give up. And again, they've been doing their best for years and it just hasn't worked out for them for whatever reason, right? So basically, again, she's already the president. What has she done for the us as a collective within that 4 years? No one seems to be able to answer that question because she hasn't done anything, right? Not for a certain nationality in this country as a whole, right? Um, she's, as a prosecutor in California, she was responsible for over 15,000 men. And I would rather use the word melanated because I don't like the word black. Black is a color. And how can you be from Africa and America at the same time? It doesn't make sense. But she's responsible for a lot of melanated men being going to jail for years, for long periods of time, just for a little bit of marijuana, right? And then when you ask her if she has ever indulged in marijuana, she just laughed. But she did admit on another show that yes, she has, right? So how is how how is that acceptable, right? She said she doesn't condone the death penalty, but at the same time, she didn't sign off to stop it, right? She also is for abortion. So you're okay with promoting promiscuity and then having young ladies go to an abortion clinic. These things don't add up, right? Again, these are contradictions. Um, and of course, people who just want to vote for her just because she's a so-called black woman are going to disagree with the things that I'm saying. I remember I had a discussion with somebody. Oh, she's black. Oh, she's black. I remember back in the day when I was a little girl, black Americans, so-called black Americans, would judge foreigners from Haiti, from Jamaica, any other country besides the United States. And they would say things like, oh, that person just fell off of a banana boat. And they would criticize them and call them coconuts and all types of names, even Africans. And a lot of them, when they come into this country, they're considered white. Kamala is one of those people. If you look at um, her nationality, it says white. It does not say black. So now all of a sudden she's identifying herself as a black person. Jamaicans have never, Jamaicans have so much national pride, right? When do you ever really hear them say, if they've been in America for a long time, they might call themselves black only because they hear other people saying it and they know that's the only way certain people can relate. But really and truly, they identify with their nation state and they identify as Jamaican or Trinidadian or Bayesian or whatever country they come from, which is how it's supposed to be, which is how it always was. The, the colonists made it about color to create separation, right? We don't like each other, Italians, Portuguese, whatever, Spanish, they didn't like each other. But to just be against us and to make us feel like we're inferior, they created this thing. I've been saying for years, she's responsible for so many of our brothers going to jail for nothing, little or nothing. She was a prosecutor that was not for us. Why would she be for us all of a sudden? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm getting a phone call, so I'm gonna get off this topic. Um, I don't know. I just encourage you to not vote for somebody just because they say they're black. Love y'all. Mwah.